I'm Simon from Geberit and I head up the AquaClean Care team. After some recent webinars, we've had quite a lot of requests for a little bit more information on how quickly and easily it is to adjust the height of a toilet, albeit going up or down in C-tight increments. The frame that you see here, I've left the ceramic off just for better visibility. In fact, in a second I'm going to take this front cover off so you can completely see. But in terms of height adjusting the toilet in situ, you wouldn't need to remove the ceramic and you wouldn't need to take the front panel off. I'm simply doing it today just so you can see clearer. Just so you do know, this toilet is bolted to the floor. It's a steel frame, it's got height adjustments in it. Our lowest seat height is 43 centimetres and our highest seat height is 56 centimetres. So, just for the sake of today, I'm just going to take the front panel off so you can see the system in more detail. Again, in real life you wouldn't be doing this. Okay, so to get access to the parts that we need to use to adjust the height, the first thing we do is unscrew the flush button. Once we've taken that off, we can take the cistern cover off, and that then gives us access to two little clips that are just here, but when we pull them up, it allows us, put my fingers in the right place, to take out the little black lug, and it also allows us to ping off the side panel. And by doing so, we're starting to get access to the side of the toilet. Okay, again, remember, I've only taken the front panel off so you can see what I'm doing. So once you've taken off both side panels, they're all magnetic clips and little caps, you then get access to the side of the toilet. And I always stress at this point, this doesn't really matter if this toilet has a side exit soil pipe or if the soil pipe is going into the floor. It's really a straightforward process. The only time that sometimes you may need to look at the property is if the soil pipe is going out the wall and it's been set at a special height for the existing seat height. So for example, if we've got the soil pipe coming out the wall at say 10-12 inches high and we now want a seat height lower, then obviously the soil pipe coming out the wall has got to be reduced in height. But that's more work on the property, not the actual product. So I'll continue. I'm just going to turn it sideways so you can see this clearly. But what we've got with a foot that is bolted to the floor and also two bolts here on the wall, once we've undone these two bolts on the wall to free off the system, we can adjust the height of the toilet quite easily. So a lot of toilets in the market are actually built on plinths, which means you have to uninstall the toilet completely to take the plinth off, sometimes repair the flooring, to then put a new plinth on to then reinstall the toilet. Now the best you'd do with this is actually just turn the electrics off for safety and turn the cold water supply off, but you don't actually need to uninstall the toilet, because once we've got the side panels off, the access that we want to get to is this bolt here and one on the other side as well. And using a 13mm spanner or socket, we simply loosen the bolt on both sides, and what that gives us is the slack in the frame. So if you were stood at the front with the ceramic in your hand, you would simply get hold of the ceramic of a toilet with the toilet still bolted to the floor and pull up. Or if we were now going, let's say in a scenario where a toilet was installed for quite a tall person with quite a high seat height, we now want to lower the toilet for a shower chair work, exact same process, but instead of going up, we go down. And you push it down and simply measure to the front of the seat what height you want, what height is achieved, and then it really is as simple as locking the panels back up. And once these two bolts are redone, the two screws at the front wall will need redoing, which is here and here. Re-drill the holes, put the new roll plugs in, bolt the toilet back in, and that's the toilet locked back in place. The only other exception we have is that down at the bottom here at the front we have a supporting leg. This is actually removable, and at the time of the install it would have been cut for the height that the toilet was in at. So if we're going down in height, then it may need to be chopped. Okay, and this is actually a threaded bar with a foot on it. So at the point of install initially it would have been measured to the height, chopped off, and would have been left with a certain length. Obviously if we're going lower, we need to chop even more off. And the simple guide is, from here, this point here where it screws in, to the under part of the ceramic, you measure that gap, you add 15mm to it, and then that's the overall length that you want this foot to be. Okay, so let's say from this point here to the underside of the ceramic, the base of the ceramic that you would clearly see, is 40 centimetres. We measure 40 centimetres, we add another 15mm, we draw a line and we cut it to that, and then you simply screw it back in. And what this is, although this steel frame has been tested to 400 kilograms as a safety, this is just a front support leg. It's not actually needed in the industry, but we put it on there just to give extra reassurance, especially when we're dealing with bariatrics. So at that point, we've set the height, we've re-drilled the holes here to screw the toilet back to the wall just to give it that bit of extra stability. We've adjusted the height to this to match. What we would do then is start to rebuild the system. So we simply get the covers and we pop them back on. And the trick to the covers is you put the little plug in and you close the little gap and you just press the panels back on and it locks in place. You do the same on the other side and you get your little system cover and you get your little flush button and you screw it back in, and that's the process for adjusting the height of the toilet. All of this here is hidden by the little plastic covers, which you can see how they're coming off in the installation videos that are already up online. Alright, if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to drop me a line. My email address is simon.thomas@geberit.com. Many thanks, take care.